Call the meeting to order. Please join us for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome. For additions to the agenda, we have the senior bus, or the town bus, closing of the cemeteries, and the wheelchair lift. Anything else that needs to be added? Yes.
Do
Do you want to do that or just speak?
I can do it in the 3 minutes if
Okay.
you'd rather.
We'll do
Hopefully I
that.
can speak quickly enough.
That way you see.
All right.
Okay. I have no remarks except stay safe. Open public comment for items not on the agenda.
Norma Manning, Conservation Commission. When we met as a hazard mitigation team, we put on to that plan that we should map out our wildlife corridors. In part, the reason was because it could make us more competitive for grants for culverts and the like. And so it seemed to be a win-win situation. So I had contacted previously Guilford and found out how they accomplished their plan. And they hired Patty Smith, and it cost them $5,000 to do so. We are 2 years out from our town plan, and so the goal would be to try and get this done before the town plan comes out. Patty Smith did not respond to me, but Margot Gia from Windham County Conservation District did, and they are looking to partner with a town as sort of a test case, their first effort to work on this with the town, to work on wildlife corridors. And so she said for our commission, they would do the virtual mapping piece of it. And so that would leave having to get someone to come do the tracking and groundwork, which is why I contacted Patty Smith, and I'm still waiting to hear from her from Bonneville Environmental Center. So that leads the question of what are some ideas of how to fund this project? And I was kind of wanting to listen to what the board has to say about that, if they had some thoughts, and also wonder if there might, by some slim margin, be money in the ARPA fund still. Guilford paid $5,000 to do theirs, and that was like, was it 3 years ago, I believe, if I have my numbers correct.
What? Can we put this on to the next meeting, Shelley? That gives us time to think about it.
Yep.
When will the next meeting be? Because
Next Tuesday.
next Tuesday, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a lot of work you're doing.
Doesn't this involve the planning commission? Because you're talking about the town plan?
Yeah. And the hazard mitigation plan too is gonna be influenced by that. We're not having a planning commission meeting until January. I'd hate to put this off until then.
Our next meeting is the last Tuesday of January for the Conservation Commission.
Well, we're having one on the 8th of January, a planning commission meeting.
Okay,
We could bring it up then.
all right.
Do you want to meet with us after you meet with them?
I'm just feeling like, well, whatever you think is most productive, but I'm feeling like we've got to really get moving on this. It seems like going in slow motion, we're gonna miss the mark.
You probably will weigh heavily on their recommendation.
Okay,
So why don't you meet with them first
okay,
and then come to us?
all right.
And I'll get a hold of Margot on that. She's my senior planner for the Natural Resources Committee.
Great, and I'll forward her email to you then.
Jean?
We have to have all the ARPA money designated by the end of this
By the end
year.
of this month,
So
December
How much do you have
31st.
left?
It has to be said where it's gonna go, like
Depending on
in a couple
what you-
weeks.
Yeah, depending on what you allocated this meeting, I
Yeah.
had given everyone a printout, 52,000 roughly,
Yeah,
$339.
I looked back at my stuff.
But we
Did you give
also,
it to us tonight, or?
No.
What,
I gave it to, I think it
Well-
should have a notation on it. Oh, maybe it doesn't.
I found an old one, I went back through the stuff.
I did give one to, I think, the last meeting.
Yeah.
We also do need to replace the fire panel, and I don't have the price for that. I'll have it for the next meeting.
Okay.
I have, Jay King, I'll have to, working on that quote for that, because it has to be replaced within the year or so, because it's so outdated.
It's on their website, I can reissue that.
I have no idea what
I did that, last year or so, I sent the Guilford letter from, Linda.
Thing from, in my last
Oh, an
meetings,
extra
I
copy?
don't know where,
But I'll resend that.
I know, if I'm not in the last meeting, you'd like to print a new one.
cause the last one I had is from August.
This was, this Korean. She wanted to look into this. I'm just not getting to it.
Okay.
And that 52,000 would be taken into consideration, the wheelchair lift, if you choose to fund it with ARPA funding, as well as, David's requested piece of equipment for the vegetation.
So I couldn't hear that. Whoa.
I said that 52,000 is also including, the wheelchair lift. It's taken into consideration, that would be taken out of the fund, so there'd be 52,000 left after his request in the wheelchair lift.
Okay.
That's included in that figure.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, it's in that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I'm surprised.
Just for simplicity, moving forward, because time is ticking and there's not much
Uh-huh.
left.
That's why I thought we were limited here. I think.
Okay, town admin report.
Okay. I have a brief vendor meeting tomorrow with Consolidated, on facilitating the upgrade of the town hall office phones as part of the 3-year contract. We're getting, upgraded phones, getting a newer model. Consolidated will be porting the phone numbers for the fire department and the recreation department, to complete the changeover, from Comcast, to the new service with Consolidated. J. King Electric will have a quote for the new fire panel, as the current one is outdated and need of replacement in the next year. I received information on the Vermont 250th Anniversary Commission plan to promote towns to observe activities and commemorate the historic events associated with the American Revolution. And they had a lot of links, and one of the links was to adopt a anniversary resolution, town by town. They're reaching out to all 252 towns, and this is gonna be over 3 years, so that each town can also tell its stories about its history and when they were founded and in their uniqueness. So this is something for you to think about, if you'd like to move forward with something like this. It's a lot of information. I didn't get a chance to read everything in depth, but so far there's already 38 towns that have already joined. And they're all planning activities in that 3-year time frame. So I thought it was interesting. I thought I would pass it along and for consideration at another meeting. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Minute approval? I don't think we can take action on it because the 3 of you that were here.
No. Not
So you
on
can
the,
the special one.
not on the 19th. We can the special one, yeah. And Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we accept the minutes of the Select Board Emergency Meeting from Thursday, November 21st as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries, I abstain. Okay, recertification of salvage yard at 439 West Road.
Do you want the warrant first?
There was no warrant on it, but yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 11T accounts payable, $65,769.14. 47S payroll, $10,216.79. And 48S payroll, $11,070.30.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. Now, on to the recertification of the salvage yard at 439 West Road.
Applicant should be online. Zoom.
Is he there?
Only Vernon said we'll be on right now.
Okay.
Do we want to wait till he comes on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. And it is Denise.
Denise, do any of you have questions, I guess?
Is this one that's been there?
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
It's
recertification.
John.
But it's, well, okay, so I wondered wasn't familiar with the name, so.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're the ones with the actual certification on the leased land. But I think they own the land now.
Oh, okay.
Madam Chair, may I say something?
Yes,
The Conservation Commission took this up in August and sent our inquiry to the state in September, which asking how a town without zoning would be able to weigh in on these types of issues without zoning in place, because I was contacted by two separate residents that abut the property at that time. And when the state got back to us, and I did send that email on to Shelley at that time, though it's been a while, they said the town has broad authority, and you hold a public meeting, and that is heavily weighed on these types of permits. Now, I had two people who contacted me. I was unaware that there was going to be a public meeting on this tonight. I did not see the minutes until today. You know, that may be my fault. I don't know how long they've been posted. But neither of them apparently were able to see the minutes. And I, for one, believe that we should have a more publicly warned or some way to contact people so that they can participate in this meeting.
what's your pleasure, board?
I really thought we had this all resolved and put to bed. It's just a change of ownership.
It's a recertification.
Research.
They have to renew it every 5 years.
My understanding is that there is nothing yet on the property. Is that correct?
That's what they're saying.
That's correct. They got
apparently.
the
They
certification.
haven't done anything.
They haven't done anything yet.
I drove out there and took a look at it. I didn't see anything at all.
So one of the gentlemen informed me that he had been trying to work to find out how to have leverage in the process for 4 years and has not been able to have movement on it. The state said that they did not believe that it was too close to water, underground water, or anything like that. So the state really didn't have any anything that was in violation to have this. When I did go online and I tried to look at the final or the draft statement by the state, it was not posted there. No documentation is any longer posted on the ANR ENB. And so it seems like it's an overly closed process this time around, and I'm unsure why. I've not even read the draft decision. Not that I have to, but I thought that, you know, these residents have a right on West Road to to at least have access to the draft decision before the board makes a decision about that.
I think it's because it's a recertification. It's already been through the process years ago.
Right. And this warning's been out for quite a while.
The last warning I saw was when I was looking to come to your last meeting and it said you were gonna have another meeting, but that's on me because I didn't look at it often enough. But, you know, I'm just putting it out there that the Conservation Commission would appreciate, a little bit more, communication with the board on these types of subjects so that we can do our due diligence.
CC have any issues with this yard at all?
Did we have any issues with it?
Yeah.
We did not get past the point of, the state did not have any findings. And passing the information about the town having a public meeting would be heavily weighed in the decision. That's the last we looked at it.
Yeah, and this is the public meeting, and you're the only one here to talk about it, so.
And Paul,
Paul? I don't see anything that's changed over the last time the board approved this, other than the name. And I believe it's been properly warned.
And when I spoke to the gentleman from the state, he said nothing has happened, nothing has changed.
did he mention our comment?
No, this is before
Okay.
you sent me. This is
I just find it
Oh, this is-
uncomfortable that the draft decision was not publicly posted on the ANRENB, and I can reach out to them and ask why.
probably because it's already been certified and it's a
And
recertification.
they take
There's nothing
stuff off of that after it's been
It's
on a
still
while.
posted,
Yeah,
it's still posted, but it's posted that there was a draft decision, but the draft decision is not accessible,
That's interesting.
which is not your issue, but a state issue.
so was the applicant supposed to be here
She
online?
was gonna be zooming in, she's not present.
Okay,
It's up to the board.
I'd really like to hear from her.
We can hold it to see if she comes on. Let's move her down.
So I'm gonna chair that.
You're up, sir.
No, I just came in to see if we were gonna pass this time.
Highway thermal weed killer.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Yep. I still want it for my garden.
It was going on what was left in the ARPA funds.
Yeah, it was contingent on ARPA funding.
We were on the verge of passing this last time, but you weren't here, and we want to give you an opportunity to weigh in.
So base, no, that's that,
Okay.
that's not it.
So we do have money in ARPA?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're just waiting for a motion then.
All right, I'll make a motion that we use our ARPA funds to pay for this thermal weed killer.
How, okay.
Go ahead, we're on to discussion.
Okay. How much again is this? I have the
26.
camera.
It is, let's see, highway, 26,000. So I had already taken it out of the balance.
It is already out of the balance?
Yeah, I put it in here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff? Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Should we
Hmm.
include an amount in that?
For the 26,000.
Yeah.
You know, I think you got a point there. Can I change my motion
Mhm.
and add for the amount of $26,000?
The second's approved. Now, Jeff?
Right.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, the seniors or the Vernon Town Bus?
Burn Town Bus. Okay, so my other half is not here, who has the figures, unfortunately. So we want to come to you because, you know, for years, the amount of $10,000 was put aside every year, and initially they thought that we would be able to get a bus in 2023 with that money, which obviously didn't happen. It's more money and things, and we're hoping that more money would be set aside each year, or, so, but I can't tell you how much that is because the other person who's not here has all those figures and was in fact trying to do more research to make sure everything was still updated. So
You wanna come back next Tuesday?
I guess so. I guess I'll see you
With
then.
you. Okay. Mary Lynn? You wanna bring up yours now? On the cemeteries?
Yes, it's getting that time of year to close the cemeteries. I would like to not do it officially tonight, but for you to vote on that and maybe have the date as of Monday. I think Monday's the 16th. That way I can put something out and say it will be as of that date. So if people want to go and retrieve things that they've left in the cemeteries that they don't want to leave them there through the winter, they can do that. If that makes sense.
Okay, do we have a motion to close the cemeteries effective Monday the 16th?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second? Is there any discussion?
Yeah.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you think the 16th is enough time for people that want to go get stuff and clear it out of there? Or do you need more time than that?
I don't think so. If we get dumped on snow, then they're not going to be able to go in anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already had, snow and the rain just kind of washed it away. So if we get more snow, we're not going to be able to go in the cemeteries anyway. So, and we would close them then short notice, so.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, Joe?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye. The cemeteries are closed effective Monday. Thank you, Mary
Thank-
Lynn. Wheelchair lift. Okay, Shelley?
Okay. So I had brought to the board two proposals on wheelchair lifts, and one was decided, and it was also pending ARPA funding. And so our town clerk had an incident where he went to take a voting machine down and got stuck halfway, and it was not pleasant. And I guess he was stuck there for a little while. And I also was contacted by the gentleman who does the inspection for the wheelchair lift, needing to know whether or not he needs to come and inspect it as it's just about due, or whether it would be replaced in the next 90 days. So I wanted to bring it to the board again, where we have the ARPA funding, and it does need replacement.
And how much are we looking at?
That was 33,000. $33,300. And that was taken out of the previous balance, still leaving $52,000.
And that was with the lift and the installation, right? Because I know
Yep,
that was a
that's the
little.
lift and installation, that's
Yeah.
everything. And it's a local company.
Okay, Board, what is your pleasure?
I'd like to move that we spend $33,300 in ARPA funds to replace that busted lift.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff? Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
The motion carries, and let's hope they can get it done sooner rather than later.
Thank you, I'll get working on that.
Still not on?
No.
What is your pleasure on this recertification? Shouldn't it say for recertification?
I think think they all say certification. I don't think there is one that says recert. It was the last one, said the same, and it was a recert.
Yeah, they did say approved, so.
I did contact her to make sure she would be here. She said that she would be Zooming. She's away from home. I can contact her to see if she can be available for the next meeting,
Okay,
if you'd like to hold us.
okay.
I don't see any reason to put it off. I don't see anything that's changed over what we approved before. And it's been posted for weeks here. And if we had an abutter that had an issue with it, I would expect, you'd think they'd come and say, hey, I got an issue. I think we ought to approve it.
Well, then we need a motion and a second and a vote.
I'd like to make a motion that we recertify the salvage yard number 349 West Road,
439.
439, thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries. And Neil signed it? Noting that it's the Board of Selectmen, not the zoning board of adjustment.
I don't see his signature other than that it's granted. Pass it down.
Oh, yeah, that's
She
true.
may be more familiar with that. I mean, it's already been completed. That's the original.
Just,
I think it's
Has
just
she paid,
space for
has she
the,
paid the $25?
she must have, otherwise Tim wouldn't have submitted it. It looks like it's just space for the recording.
yeah, the date thing. Minutes for.
Minutes approved.
The minutes will be the record.
You'll probably put a page for minutes.
Yep.
In with it for the recording. Okay. Our next, we don't have an executive session that I know of.
Unless you feel the need to call in.
So we do.
I don't think so either.
Our next meeting will be next Tuesday, December 17th, which is just over a week from Christmas. With that, I entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:58. Thank you all for coming and for your input. We hope to see you next week. Or whenever.